What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-High Radio. Shout in as always. I got my podcast partner off in this thing. OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto. Mafia.
And you know what I'm saying? You got me down here on the end down, you know. I feel like
seems like you start complaining.
I mean, you know, I'm a starter. You know what I'm saying? I'm a starter, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit down here on the end and play my role today because we got a legend in the building.
I'm gonna go a little further and say if there was ever a Mount Rushmore in hip hop radio, this man would probably take up 3 of the damn spaces.
And I 1000% agree with it. But I'm gonna let you introduce him first. So me and this man go back a long ass way, and it might get heated up.
It's gonna get tense in here.
It might get heated up in here because look, we got Greg Street in here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? The legendary Greg Street.
Big old facts.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna start this before Greg even say anything. There are 3 icons.
That's right.
From that they might have not been born here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we think of them as Atlanta's own, and that's Evander Holyfield.
That's right.
He from Abilene, Alabama.
Absolutely.
Right down the street from the Flamingo Terrace.
Hank Aaron.
Right, that's right.
Dominique Wilkins.
Come on now.
And Greg Street.
You damn right.
And a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people, you know, Dominique from South Carolina. Dion is from Florida.
I know you.
Well, we'll say Dion. I'm talking about that you know, Dion ain't got a statue outside of the Benz. You know what I'm saying? Dominique has his own statue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Evander was the world champion for the city. I'm talking about Dion left here and went and got his championships. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Greg Street, Evander Holyfield, you know what I'm saying? Dominique. That's really, really Atlanta.
Well, I had 3 championship rings before I got here. That's why they drafted me. Mobile, Houston, and Dallas.
Bass Pro Shop Fisher rings.
No. Hey, you were down with Leroy, right?
Yes.
Well, you know who put Leroy all the way on?
Who?
Who put Leroy all the way on?
Who
put Leroy McMath all the way on?
You put the city on, Greg.
No. Who put Leroy McMath all the way on?
Breed?
And
Greg.
One of my good friends from Houston, Texas, from 3rd Ward, named Darren Gates. He the one who had the distribution deal with Ichiban. Leroy Swamp Dog didn't have no deal. Me and Darren Gates was at let's think it's like an Applebee's restaurant in Houston, right over by Jamaica, right by the freeway. And
I remember that
we
club.
was in there one night, and he played me this song. I was like, boy, this shit is crazy. Who is this? He was like, man, these 2 dudes, they trying to get me to distribute it through my label because they can't get no distribution. I took that song and put it on Magic 102 before Breed ever came to Atlanta, before any of y'all ever know who he was. None of y'all, Jazzy Faye, none of y'all knew him. And that record blew up in Houston, Texas, and that was the theme song for the first Kappa Beach party that I did with the Kappa, Marcellus Marsh, Tony Rich, and the Kappas from U of H. We did the first Kappa Beach party, and Ain't No Future in the Front was the theme song in 1990-91.
And you used it for your theme song for your 6 o'clock.
No, we made that in Dallas.
Okay.
That's actually Chubb Rock's beat.
Oh.
We were just in the production room at K104 trying to find a beat for Breed to do an intro to. That was after I left Houston and went to Dallas. We was in the studio just trying to find an intro, and I found the little Yabba Dabba Doo beat, and Breed started saying the 6 o'clock time Street to Rock, and that's when that happened.
What was Greg? What was you and Breed's relationship about? I'd be out here trying to fight for Breed, fight for his legacy.
Oh man, Breed was get Al. I ain't gonna talk about it. Cause I ain't with the cap shit. Get Al Breed up here and let him tell you the story. He gonna like, hey man, we met Greg Street, our life changed. He gonna tell you.
Wow.
Well, Screet, that is a reoccurring theme in a lot of people's story. When they met Greg Street, their life changed. Who are you the most proud of being a catalyst for a career out of all of these years where you like, you know what, this is what I know I brought to the game. It changed so many lives and helped so many people out.
Man, a lot of them, man. Master P. I remember when the people in Houston, when the artists in Master P in Houston thought Master P was a joke.
What?
If you go on YouTube, Master P had a song back in 1990 called Jack of the Jackers. And it was right after Ice Cube had dropped Jacket for Beats. Ice Cube dropped Jacket for Beats in 89, 90. Master P, I think he was going to U of H. I still had a demo of the song. I probably got the only radio version of the song that was ever made. He gave it to me. It has it's got Sonya C. Mama home phone number on the paper on the burnt CD.
It's crazy.
And I told P back then, I was like, bro, if you ever get you some production, because I knew what he was talking about. And back then, P wasn't talking about New Orleans. He was living in Richmond, California. So his blueprint was kind of like the same blueprint of E40 was Sick With It. Because E40's uncle, Sir Charles, ran City Hall, the distribution part of City Hall for the black artists. So when you look at the blueprint of No Limit, it was really the same blueprint of Sick With It.
Oh,
my God.
So then in 1995, 5 years later, I'm on the radio at V103 one day. Somebody called a request, and I said, "Hey man, somebody got a song called Bout It. They talking about you in the song. Somebody named Master P." So I called P. I'm like, "You made a song? You didn't even send me the record."
yeah.
Because we hadn't talked in a couple years.
Right.
Yeah.
But he used to come up to Magic 102. He had a green Regal with the spokes on it, with the green tinted windows. Romeo was a little baby.
Right.
And he used to come to the radio station. Like, I was the only person who would talk to him. Because you got to think, Scarface at that time was the biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Scarface was the biggest rapper in the world.
Right.
Period. Point
Right.
blank.
Right. Right.
What do you think the biggest difference was between being in Georgia and Texas with it, though, Street?
I'm a people person, so it's really not. It really don't really. I like Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really like a people person, so I'm not with the all the other shit. Like, I had never been to Atlanta until I came here to work at the radio station. I didn't come to Jack the Rapper.
Yeah.
I never came to Freaknik. I never even had a layover in the airport out here. I never came here, and I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah. So when you touched down in Atlanta, what was that like for you, though? Did you know right then that you needed to go find the Dungeon family and put them on?
I was already talking to Rico.
Okay.
Because I brought Outkast to Dallas. I did Outkast's first show.
Yeah.
Where they performed on a big stage. It wasn't in Atlanta, it was in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because remember when that song came out, everybody in Atlanta thought Outkast was a joke.
Yeah.
But me and Pimp C loved Outkast from that first song on the LaFace Christmas album. Me and Pimp C was always like, man, them Outkast boys gonna be big, man. Them boys gonna be big. And you always hear Big Boy and Dre talk about when they came to the Bond Factory.
Yeah.
And that was the show that really put the Bond Factory on the map. But I used to bring all the artists to the Bond Factory. Arrested Development. I was cool with Speech before I got here.
Yeah.
I was cool with Rico. I never seen him. I used to talk to him on the phone because a lot of people don't realize that Ian Burke, who's a part of a lot of people's stories in Atlanta, Ian Burke and Mia Welsh was managing Outkast along with Dre's mama, Ma Benjamin.
Yeah.
So that's how I got tight with Ma Benjamin and Ian and Mia before I ever came to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was so I flew Outkast to Atlanta. To Dallas on Mark Air. A lot of people don't remember. Mark Air was a commercial airline. But for a little period of time, they had started putting people on the plane. Like you'd be on the plane, they'd be like, "Hey, y'all got to come on this side because we got some cars under the bottom, and it's gonna make this thing way."
Yeah.
I flew Outkast to Dallas on Mark Air.
How did you feel when you saw them take over the game and then also being a pivotal person in cultivating the Atlanta hip-hop scene? Because when they started with the Dungeon family, did you feel like in the next 5 to 10 years this was going to be the hottest space for hip-hop?
After the album dropped?
Yeah.
And you heard Ain't No Thing and Get Up and Get Out, you heard these songs?
Yeah.
It was like, they about to be out of here. And then the crazy part about it, after I moved here, I did every in-store. They like my brothers, because I knew them. They knew that I loved them for real. They knew and they know that I loved them for real.
Yeah.
It wasn't about no money. It wasn't about them doing me no favors or me doing them no favors. It was just like I was a fan of their music. Like most of the artists, people don't know, most of the artists that I mess with is like people that I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like what they doing. I like the sound. I like what they saying. It's something that I think I have an ear for that.
Exactly.
So, like, people always ask me about the double album. The whole idea was, for that project was, after we had been around each other for so long, and hearing Dre go with me talking about, man, I don't want to rap them old songs no more. Like, people don't know he had started that shit, like, way before y'all knew. He would go into me zone, Stankonia and AT Aliens and be like, man, I don't want to rap them old songs no more, man. I can't see myself. Like, he was on that long time ago.
My God.
Yeah. So when they started talking about doing solo albums, I remember one Sunday, sometime we would go to Mom Benjamin's house.
Yeah.
It was before she had built her new house in outside of the city. But she lived off Columbia Drive.
Yeah.
It's Columbia Drive, make that right, go to that first little subdivision on the left. You didn't even know she lived over there. That's where Dre Mama lived, right in your neighborhood.
Wow.
But we was over there one Sunday.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it was the day they weren't really paying attention. They was paying attention because that was the day Big Boy had told us he got his girlfriend pregnant. His other girlfriend pregnant. So, and they was talking about this solo project. I was like, listen, bro, y'all don't need to put no solo album out because the industry is gonna tear y'all apart. You know what I'm saying? If one of y'all albums sell more than the other ones, the industry is gonna kill it. It's gonna kill a brand. Like y'all got 3 or 4 classic albums, and if y'all kill this brand right now, it's gonna be stupid. So I said, I tell you what y'all do. I got the idea. A white rock group had just did it, and I took the idea to 8 Ball and MJG first. If you remember when Tony Draper did the deal with Universal, they had a triple album. So that's where the whole thing kind of started from.
Yeah.
So when Outkast started, I like, listen, I'm telling you how to do this. We're gonna do a double album, a solo album for you, solo album for you. We're gonna put them in one package. But there was one piece of the puzzle that I thought was genius that I came up with that they didn't do, and that was to have the first single be a song that both of them was on. That could be on both of their albums.
Yeah.
But the one, like, just say Big Boy got the song, and he got C-Bone on it.
Yeah.
And Dre got the song, and he got, say, Slim Calhoun on it.
Yeah.
And then on the video, you see just Dre and Big Boy verse.
Right.
And then you put Slim.
Yeah.
And what's it called in the video.
Yeah.
And C-Bone in the video to make it all make sense. But
Great.
they just, they did the double solo album, and it became the biggest selling album in hip hop history. But only because it's a double album.
Yeah.
Because one album counts as 2.
Come on.
So that was my whole mindset from the whole marketing plan and preserving the Outkast brand and preserving their legacy.
Yeah.
Because even though they was big at the time, they wasn't as big as they are now. They wasn't as big as they were after Speaker Box Love Below came out.
Working closely with Rico Wade, though, man. What was your relationship like with him behind the scenes, helping to move the culture forward?
Man, Rico was like, every time I saw Rico, man, street this, street that, man. Play the whole Goody Mob album on the radio, man. Outkast this, Outkast that, blah, blah, blah. Man, street came down here and blah, blah, blah. Like, Rico was like, there's like 4 or 5 people that I'm affiliated with that's like, that had that level of appreciation.
Yeah.
And Rico was special. Like, to me, when you really think about it, like, Rico and Clark Kent, to me, was like the same energy. Like, what they put into the universe, what they did for other people.
Yeah.
Like, Rico wasn't trying to sign Outkast to management and take their publishing and do this and do that. Clark Kent wasn't trying to take over Jay-Z company and take over Biggie company.
Yeah.
Even though he put them together, like, they was just like some selfless people who just really loved what they did and understood that everything was gonna be what it was gonna be.
You spoke about Pimp C earlier, man. How the hell did you meet him, Street? And what was y'all relationship like, man?
Oh, Pimp was my guy, man.
Yeah.
Pimp was my guy. We did so much together. You remember when they had the album that had the movie with it?
Yeah. Talk about Dirt, not Dirt of Money.
They had an album with a movie and the DVD, and the movie was on BET too. They showed the movie on BET. Remember they interviewed Bun B at the Breakfast Club restaurant in Houston.
Okay.
And then we did the interviews with Pimp C in Port Arthur, where I went to Short, Texas. I went to the high school where he went, talked to the teacher that he was in the chorus class with, and I went back to Mama's house. Pimp C was another one of those special people too. A lot of people didn't really understand him because most genius people have a side of them that a lot of people will never understand. you know, and with black people, when success comes into the picture, we tend to think that means you're supposed to be perfect, and it doesn't equate. It's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. People make money from a talent or a skill or something they know how to do. They become successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Kid go out and play football, get $100 million contract. Kid go ahead and make records, make millions of dollars doing tours, selling records. That don't mean they smart. They still the same person you knew when you was in the 6th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
Why you think the smartest ones go get an accountant?
Yeah.
They go get a lawyer.
Yeah.
They go get a manager.
Yeah.
They go get a consultant. They go find people that they can trust to help them with their career, because nobody knows everything. And for the ones who think they know everything, those are the ones who always be where he used to be. Well, he was. Now you're trying to fight back.
Yeah.
Because when he had it, he didn't listen. Like, it's like Pimp C, Mama West, Bun B, Bird, the whole crew, man. Like, Pimp C was just like a person, if he believed in something, he believed in it. And he was gonna stand on it. He wasn't right all the time. He wasn't wrong all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in life and in business and in being successful, you only have to be right one time.
One time.
Do you get a certain feeling, Street, when you are in the middle of doing some legendary shit? Do you know that it's legendary at the time? Excuse me.
No, not really, because like, man, if I had video of the bounce, video of the 559, video of the atrium, video of the Bond Factory, video of the venue. Like in Dallas, I had the venue, the Bond Factory, Lexington on Turtle Creek, and a few other clubs. Genesis, the Hip Hop Palace of Dallas. Like, if you ever see me post a picture of me and Michael Jordan, if you pay close attention to that picture, you gotta think up until Atlanta and Alex and them crunk it up, the DJs was the promoters. So if you take that mind state back to the 90s, like at one point in Dallas, on Sundays I had the biggest party at a club called Lexington on Turtle Creek. That's like having a club in a spot that's more upscale than Buckhead.
Damn.
Like the dude Alvin Scott and James Price had this club on Turtle Creek. The whole club was like a pit, and you could walk around it, but all the people dancing was down in the pit. And you walked around it, and all the tables in the sections was upstairs. Was above the pit. So when you get to the corners, those were like the VIP sections. So the back corner was the DJ booth, and where we put all the VIP people, so we rope it off. So one Sunday, right, I'm at the crib, Michael Jordan people call me like, look, man, we just heard you got the biggest party in the city on Sundays. Jordan want to come. I'm like, yeah, right. So I put him in touch with Alvin and James. Got everything set up. So they roped it back off. I'm DJing, hosting, doing everything. So if you pay close to that attention to that picture, we in the DJ booth. You see the turntables and everything right there. You know, it's vinyl, it's records.
Exactly.
I got my crates in there. I'm DJing from the time the club. I ain't no opening DJ. I'm starting and finishing.
Damn.
So he come in the DJ booth, we kick it and we take the picture. So when you see that picture, like, so just imagine video footage of parties with Jordan. Video footage of Outkast in the Bond Factory. Video footage of Wu-Tang Clan and the whole Wu-Tang Clan at the venue. Video footage of Biggie at K104. Video footage of Busta Rhymes and all the leaders of the new school freestyling on K104. They freestyled so long, I had to move my commercial breaks. Like they freestyled for like 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Bree making the intro. I'm gonna play this intro for you.
Okay, then.
Scarface making his intro. Let me see if I can play this for you. Hold on a second.
Take your time.
But like the Ghetto Boys' first big show at the Palladium 5900 North Freeway with Captain Jack, before Mind Playing Tricks came out. Video footage of me and Goody Mob going to Hempstead, Texas, up by PV to do a party at a skate rink. Or before 95 South, Jay had Chill Deal Boys, and we was in Texas City.
Come on.
In fact, Darren is in some of them pictures. A dude named Fat had a club in Texas City, Lamarck, called the Front Door Club. I used to take a lot of artists down there. Chill Deal Boys before 95 South had the big record. I'm single, are you single? That was crazy. A lot of big parties in Dallas, man. When me and Shaggy did the Boom Bastic and Naughty by Nature did the Hip Hop Array, Greg Street custom version. And Looney's did I Got Five on it. The one, in fact, I had one for Dallas and I had one. So they made me one for Dallas, and it was around time I was getting ready to leave. And so they made one for Dallas and they made one for Atlanta.
You had a Never Scared too, if I'm not mistaken, too.
No, I didn't have a freestyle. Cameron said my name, the Beat Street, Greg Street, Dallas, Atlanta on the remix.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but let me play this for you. This was made before the song even came out. So when you hear 6 o'clock, time for Street to Rock, and all that inspiration for all that stuff, when you hear the drops and the kids, all that was inspired by Cool DJ Red Alert.
Damn.
Like my boy OJ Whitlaw, who worked at Cold Chillin' with Fly Ty. Like we did the whole, Fly Ty and OJ brought the whole Cold Chillin' family to the venue for me. I mean, everybody, Shan, Kane, Biz, Granddaddy IU, Kid Capri, they all came. Check this out. This Houston though. Before the song even was released.
Before release?
At 6 o'clock, I turn my radio to magic to check out Street while I'm rolling through the traffic. He be bumping up the tunes, so I listen. Cause Scarface got the beamer rolling with the booming system. The other station tried to diss, but got the 86. At 7 o'clock, got me pumping up the street mix. So all you other jocks get it straight. 102 originated the top, baby. They've been around for the longest. And far as I'm concerned, Greg Street comes the strongest. 102 to the hoe. And don't be no fool or mess around and get Peter roll. So here's what you do. Pump up street on Magic Funky 102. And keep it where you got it. And I'm a better grand that my homeboy rocks it. Scarface is getting deep. Rocking for street. On my mind is playing tricks beat. Steady getting rowdy. And that's Greg Street. And Mr. Scarface is out in 102.
That shit hard as hell. That's hard as hell.
Woo. So, just making all that, like you said, we was just having fun. Just doing what you love, what you had a passion for.
But you were also an executive at the same time, though, Street. I mean, working behind the scenes with the different labels, helping them to figure stuff out. What was that like with you? Either whether it be with Slip and Slide or Cash Money, just making it do what it's supposed to.
Well, that started in Houston.
Okay.
That started in Houston too. I used to do Fondren Great Skate in Southwest Houston in Missouri City. And I met this group called the Gents. And I was like, but these boys dope. And they was R&B. So I called Luke. I was like, Luke, I found these dudes, man. You might want to get with this. So, but we didn't really like their name. So I changed their name to H-Town. And Luke signed them. And then before Mind Playing Tricks came out, like me and Lil J and Chief, we was all Chief, James, we was all cool. So and just being around the city, Lil J kind of knew I knew a lot about what was going on. So he would always come to me and say, Street, man, because they had put the Gangsta Love out. They had he had did a deal with what was Leo Cohen's partner name?
Kevin Love?
No, the white dude.
Rick Rubin?
Yeah, remember Jay did a deal with Rick Rubin. When they put the record out with the Gangsta Love, they had that big sample on it.
Okay then.
The call me, call me the Gangsta Love. So they got sued. But anyway, that was the only project they did. So Lil J was like, Street, man, you gotta find me a radio man, I need a radio man. So Mel Smith was like the mix show rep at Jive Records. But we had never seen each other. We just used to talk on the phone. It's like, I'm a music head. He had Too Short, Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, like Love's Gonna Get You, one of my Love's Gonna Get You. But one of my favorite songs of all time is the Why Is That by KRS-One.
Yeah.
So Mel, the week I moved to Houston, it might have been about 2 weeks after I moved to Houston, Too Short came. He had a show at the Aragon Ballroom on the north side, close to Fifth Ward. So when he came, Mel came. So that was the first time we met.
Yeah.
We met at the show. And I was like, man, I might have something for you, bro. He was like, what? I said, man, Lil J on a real record person to come work at Rap-A-Lot that really know the game. Man was like, Rap-A-Lot? Man, you want me to leave Jive and come to Rap-A-Lot? I'm like, hey, I'm just...
Yeah.
For what he telling me, I think you would be a perfect person for the fit. You're perfect fit for the job. So I put them together, they talked. So I think Mel might have been making like $30,000-$35,000 a year back then. This 90, 91.
Yeah.
So Lil J said, well, you know, how much they paying you? He said, hey, I'll triple that.
Woo! Come on.
So Mel came, but Mel didn't like the Ghetto Boys.
What?
Mel liked OG Style. He liked Original E. Remember Original E from OG Style? I know how to play him.
Yeah.
I know how to catch him slipping. Mel like, because to Houston, like Raheem was like LL Cool J to Atlanta.
Yeah.
E was like LL Cool J to Houston.
Okay.
Coming up.
Yeah.
And Big Boss was like Pimp C before Pimp C. Producing with the ASR, keyboard, all that. So Mel came to work for him. When Mel came, of course, he had worked at Jive, so he had all the connection with Source Magazine and all the people from New York that he knew.
Yeah.
That's how, you know what I'm saying, you start seeing Ghetto Boys in Source Magazine, 5 mics for the albums.
Yeah.
You know, because me, Mel, and Dave Mays, we was all tight.
Yeah.
So when I was in Mobile, when I first started in Mobile,
My
in
God.
88, 89, when Source Magazine first started.
Okay, Street, growing from Mobile to becoming world renowned, though, man, what was that like for you experiencing all of the bumps and bruises on your way to becoming the greatest?
Well,
And what were some of those turning points in your life that you were like, okay, it's going to fuck down now?
hey, man, I'm gonna tell you this story. This is so crazy. I had an OG, right? We like Z cars, the Datsun Z cars. We love the Z cars. So when I started DJing right out of high school, he was like good friends with JJ, who owned the record store, and he knew my sisters, my older sisters, and my brothers, and people in my family.
Yeah.
'Cause everybody, I'm the youngest, and my next to me is like 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I got a sister, my older sister, she old enough to be my mama.
Yeah.
So I always like had a relationship and a bond with older people. So when I started DJing, as a young kid backing up, I took guitar lessons.
Yeah.
So when I started DJing, I used to use my PV212 classic guitar amp for my amplifier to throw parties. You know what I'm saying? Go to the Holy Roses and different little birthday parties. And I hook my turntables up to that. So fast forward, once I started doing parties, doing big parties for the high school kids, a lady named Sandra Doss, who worked at the Fifth Street Community Center, her husband was Perry Doss, who ran the baseball park. And I played baseball. And I swim.
Yeah.
My next to the oldest sister was the lifeguard at Pineview Park.
Yeah.
Where we played baseball there too. So when I started DJing, the community center was only $25 an hour. So, but if you do after the football game went over to 9:45, 10 o'clock. So I knew Miss Doss, so I would only rent it for 2 hours, $50. You know what I'm saying? I go in there and make a bag. You know what I'm saying? But Benny Brown, my OG, he would take up the money, you know what I'm saying? Work with the police department, with the security guard and everything. So fast forward, I'm right out of high school. So I go to Hines Junior College. I went to Hines Junior College. I went to William Carey first, then after my first year William Carey, I went to Hines. So my first week at school at Hines Junior College, I'm in the dorm. I come to the dorm. My roommate, James, what was James' last name? I can't remember. He from Natchez. Anyway, James was like, man, your daddy been calling the phone, 'cause you know the phone in the hallway. Your daddy been calling the phone like every 30 minutes, like something wrong. So I called my daddy. He say, the city want to meet with you Friday about these damn dances.
Ooh.
So I had to leave school early Friday and go home. I go home. I already told Benny that I'm coming. My OG, Benny Brown, already told him I'm coming home. We're going to meet with the city about the dances. So we walk in the room. We walk in the office, sit down. The two black dudes who did like the custodial work and one of the ladies who was like up under Miss Doss, they sitting in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So we sitting here, we chopping it up, laughing and giggling. The mayor walks in the room, white lady. She walk in the room, she like, yeah, good afternoon. You know, we really want to sit down with you and talk to you about these dances. You know, we're concerned about the music that you playing because I think Luke and all that stuff was just coming out.
Going down.
Juggy Fresh with the Lottie Dottie and all that shit was just coming out. So they say, well, we're concerned about the content of the music that's being played and blah 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 blah. So we want to do a partnership with you.
Ooh.
We want to make you the only exclusive DJ that can have parties at the center, but we want to be 50-50 partners. Come to find out, the mayor been sitting outside the dances for 3 or 4 weeks or 2 or 3 months, counting how much money I was making.
Exactly. That sounds about right.
So you know you get the real story out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So my OG going crazy. I'm like, chill, I got you, watch this. He's like, don't sign it on. So you gotta think now, what they telling me is, if I sign this paper, no other DJ can have a dance.
Exactly. You getting all the money.
Right. But they gonna get
They gonna get 50, but I mean, it's a lot.
But it's a deeper story than that.
Ooh.
So I signed the contract. The next home game that's coming up, my high school, Hattiesburg High, Blair High, is probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the center.
Okay.
But right next door to my school is the YMCA. I mean, don't nothing separate it but the drainage ditch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, boy, ain't no black people never had nothing in there.
Yeah.
My homeboy Fred Nix, he was like, man, shoot, let's go over there and see. So we call each other Deep. So I said, Deep, I'll go over there. I walk in the door. The lady sitting at the desk, I know her. Her mama worked with my mama at the hospital. I was like, oh, if it can happen, it's about to happen.
Yeah.
So I rented it out, did the first dance there after that next home game, and it was way bigger than the Fifth Street parties because people just had to walk right next door.
Yeah.
But the trick to it is they couldn't open.
Because you don't a DJ.
So that was like one story, but like, you know, the Hi-Hat Club, like when people see me real versed in music, like JJ at the record store, and I worked at the record store, I would do mixtapes for the record store.
Okay.
And he would pay me way back then $500 or $1,000 to come in the store and make a CD, make a mixtape. Because as I was making the records, because I had an ear for the music, the UPS man would come on Friday with the music, and I would listen to it. Yeah. So the DJs would come in there to buy these records, and the people would come in there to hear me do it, to know the tape that they wanted.
Yeah.
To buy once he got the masters and start selling them. So he would get a master. He had like the stack of cassette recorders where he would record like 5 or 6 masters. And I would get one because I would go to Columbia, Brookhaven, Waynesboro, Laurel, different cities, Collins, Seminary, Lumberton, BW, whatever. I would go to these different cities and I would sell my tapes on the road. And my nephews would sell them at school after I had graduated because I got nephews that's, my 2 oldest nephews is 6 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And one of them is 7 years younger than me. So they would hang out with me, go with me, help me sell the equipment, do all this stuff. So I would let them sell the CD, sell the cassettes. But though it's so many stories. Then once I moved to Mobile because Tony Brown, who worked at V103, who brought me to V103, Tony worked with me in Hattiesburg.
Okay.
After he graduated from college. I was still in high school. He came to Hattiesburg, and that's how Tony was the one who brought the top 88 to V103. That's how Ryan Cameron got the top 88. It came from me in Houston.
Hot dog.
But they had it before me in Houston. In fact, guess who was doing it before I started doing it in Houston?
Who?
Hurricane Dave.
Hurricane Hurricane Dave.
I replaced Hurricane Dave.
Hurricane Dave.
I replaced Hurricane Dave in Houston.
Oh my God.
And I remember Munchie Lang said, man, I wish, it was like in one of the meetings, before I got there, Munchie Lang had said, man, I wish I could trade radio DJs like they trade football players, Hurricane. I'd be trading your ass right now for 2 first-round drafts. But the crazy part about it, once I moved to Mobile, right? Once I moved to Mobile, I was popular in my hometown. But once I moved to Mobile, that's when it really started coming to fruition. Luke and his brother had a club in Miami called Club Miami's. We used to do that, and then these brothers also had a club in Mobile called Palladium, Cecil's Lounge. I was doing these clubs, but I would go outside the city. I was always the person who would go outside the city on the weekends and just do my little parties in the city on the weekdays. So like Evergreen, Century, Flomaton, Baymanet, Atmore. If you was in that area, Bruton, if you was in that area during that time, all these clubs are like within 40 minutes of each other in different little towns. If I wasn't at your club on Saturday night, you didn't open. Period.
I remember shit.
Period. This was in the 80s. This was 88, 89, 90.
It was like that in the 90s. Shit, and Greg Street didn't goddamn come that motherfucker. Shit, you was dead in the water.
Same thing in Houston. I used to go to Warden, El Campo, like I said, Texas City, Freeport, just all over the outskirts and do parties where people could hear the radio.
Right.
And then when I went to Dallas, I still did. I went to Denton and other cities, but then Nacogdoches and Paris, Texas. But that's when Denton in North Texas. That's when I started doing more stuff inside the city because Dallas was so big. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a culture shock for you, Greg, when coming from Texas, where most of the music was chopped and screwed, it was a lot slower, to a market like Atlanta where it was booty and it was a lot faster? Was that an adjustment period for Greg Street?
No, because coming from Mississippi, like in my crates, I had the reggae songs, I had the reggae set, I had the booty shake set, I had the hip hop set with the New York music, I had the Texas wasn't popping yet then when I was in Mississippi. So, but Atlanta was. I had the Who Rock This, D-Rock, the Roll It Up My Homeboy, Roll It Up My Nigga.
Success and Effect.
I had all them records. Jermaine had an artist called JVL and the Straight Jackets. I had all them records before I met any of these guys. So like for me, I was always a person who was versatile, even like with the white people. When I was in Hattiesburg, I DJ'd for the Pikes at USM. Okay. They had parties once a month on Thursdays, and I should do all their parties when I was at home. All white people. You know, Animal House, ABC, Eurythmics, all the white music.
Yeah. What made Greg Street come out with your own album, 6 o'clock time for Greg Street, right? Which I was on that album. I'm still mad I ain't on that album because you played me.
He never told me why he was mad. I didn't even know until a couple of years.
Because you always mad, Greg.
You played because Greg played my record for a month straight.
The record was crazy. What happened was, and I told Wick, I said, what happened?
I had to get it in.
I was definitely gonna talk about that. Yeah. What happened when I made the album, right? One mistake I made that Khaled didn't make was Khaled put established artists on his record. I put a few established artists, but I was really mostly trying to focus on artists who was trying to come up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was the mixtape game was, from my perspective, mixtape game was about building up the artists and not just building up myself.
Yeah.
So Wicked did an incredible record called Code 99, Stupid. It had a Commodore sample on it. And at when we got ready to master the album, and Mike Karen heard it, he was like, we can't clear it on time. It's not gonna clear. Damn. I also had, you remember the drop I had with Axe, It's About Time,
Yeah.
6 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock. We had a song to that called It's About Time. Wicked from Goody Mob, not Wicked, I'm tripping. Cujo from Goody Mob rapped on it. But in the beginning of the song, the way the beat come on, because it was a little different from the radio intro, he was saying like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And it was an interpolation of Marvin Gaye. So I had to take that song off too.
Damn.
I had to take that song off too. I'm gonna tell
So
you.
it's not all
hold
about
on,
you,
Hold
Wicked.
on, hold on. I'm gonna tell you how. Hold on.
He had been playing the song for goddamn 4 weeks.
Hold on, but check this out.
That's what had me hit with egg in my face because
But check this out. I'm gonna tell you how mad I was. I couldn't put the song on there. I ain't even ever told him this part.
See that?
I was the first person that Mike Karen signed when he got his job at Atlantic. I was the first person. I was at home on a Saturday. I wanted to go to Miami to How Could I Be Down, and I couldn't go because I had to work, and I was mad. I'm at home cleaning up.
Yeah.
Mike Karen called my phone. Hey, man, I'm Mike Karen. I just got a job being A&R at Atlantic. I know Tony Draper and a few other people that you know, and I'm telling about this idea about doing a mixtape with you. You're interested in signing the deal. That's how the whole thing came about. So I was so mad about that, I asked to be released from the label.
Damn.
After the album came out. He don't even know this. That's why I only
So you ruined Greg Street's career.
No. Hold on.
I was mad. We
Check-
both
hold on,
been.
hold on. Let me finish the story.
Okay, yeah.
Let me finish the story. Mike signed me, Trey Songz, and Nappy Roots.
Damn.
Me, Trey Songz, and Nappy Roots. Right?
Right.
Trick Daddy was already there. Trina was already there.
Yeah.
Because they came out in the 90s. This was like 99, the last year. This was 99.
Yeah.
So I was so mad. Mike Karen wanted to put that Nappy Roots All Nah song on my album. And I said, I'm not taking one of my songs off to put that on here. After you wouldn't let me do it. That's how mad I was.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then once they put the album out, I was like, I tell you what I'll do, Mike. I'll break Nappy Roots if you release me from my contract.
And you did that, sir.
Yep.
How did you feel about being signed to a deal and stuff like that? And then also linking back up with Cash Money at the same time.
Oh, it was cool. It was cool. Me and Birdman and Slim always been cool because you remember I was the first person to bring them to Atlanta, to the 559.
Yeah.
They wasn't on Universal at that time. They hadn't did the deal with Gene Riggins and all those. They hadn't did Dino DeValier and Gene Riggins. They hadn't did that deal yet. They was still independent through Southwest.
Yeah.
You got to think Juvenile was not Juvenile. BG was the star of the show.
Yeah.
With the Chopper City series.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know Bun B was the A&R at Cash Money.
Crazy.
Yeah, Bun B was the A&R at Cash Money, and Pimp C later on started helping and doing trio with Turk and Mel, with Mel and Turk,
Yeah.
because Pimp C and Mel were really good friends. He was cool, him and Turk was cool, but Mel was like, they was like brothers.
Yeah.
Mel and Pimp C was like brothers. I remember the first time going to Pimp C house in Alpharetta and saw Boosie and Webby when they were like 13 years old. Like, but brother Hashim Nzinga, Steve Washington, who's also responsible for Jay-Z getting that Pimp C verse, R.I.P. Brother Hashim, he said, man, you gotta come see these dudes Pimp got at the house from Louisiana, man. You might want to manage him, but these boys crazy. I walked in the house, I was like, what the? They had that, hey, do it big then.
Yeah.
That shell gas too high, go to Circle K.
I got
Get that hen, get that ENJ.
Come on.
I want to ask you, Greg, about the Rich Homie. You know what I'm saying? You the first person that told me when I had heard that he had passed. I reached out to you first, and you told me, you said, you know, you hit me back a little bit, and you said it was true, and you know what I'm saying, and you were kind of fed up with the whole thing, of of what's been going on in hip hop with our younger artists, our younger brothers. What do you think the state of hip hop is right now? And for people that are discouraged about the violence that's going on, what would Greg Street say to those people?
Man, you gotta understand, you ain't got to hurt and kill nobody because we all gotta die. Woo! What I'm gonna kill you for, and I already know you gotta die. Well, I wanna I wanna take responsibility for that.
Right.
Like, it's like we gotta make sure that we start mentoring our young people to understand that the sooner you tap into your genius and cut the bullshit, the sooner that you're gonna be on your way. Like, a lot of us, we get caught up into these vices and these bad habits because we don't understand as a people that we have a trait. And our trait is we don't understand that any successful business person, any successful person has more losses than wins because we tease each other so much. if you lose, oh man, y'all lost the game. Kobe better than LeBron. LeBron better than Kobe. Jordan better than LeBron. Like it's like that Willie Lynch shit is in us so deep.
Yeah.
It's so deep. Like we got a lot of educated people that's caught up into that. they so caught up into it, they don't even realize they caught up into it. There are more people killed on keyboards in these buildings than it is being killed in the streets. Oh. By people that look like you. No, man, don't hire him.
Oh, I've been hit with an AK in the building. So I totally understand.
I'm going to give you one that's super crazy. I ain't going to call no names because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. Because the guy who actually did it, I'm really cool with him. And I'm still cool with him. But when my sister passed away in 1991, I was in Houston. I wanted to move closer to home. So there was an opening for a job in New Orleans.
Take your time.
And this shit crazy. So I applied for the job, and a certain guy in radio told the general manager that we can't hire him because he's dark skinned.
I've been there.
And we just hired CJ Morgan, who's dark skinned, to do the morning show, so we can't hire him. Like, I didn't find out about this until I moved to Dallas years later, because the guy who was the program director at the radio station was also working at K104 by the time. But it made me understand how God's timing works.
God.
Well, no. My story is similar to Greg Street.
I know. That's why I
was sitting in the office
feel.
as a board up trying to get on the air, talking to Uncle Frank Johnson. And we was having a conversational appraisal. And he said, the guy that's here now that's running the show said, the roster man, he ain't gonna never get on the air as long as I'm here. And I remember walking out to the car and I looked up in the sky. I said, God, you heard what he told me. It ain't nothing I can do about it. That guy left. New guy came in, same air check, put him on the air this weekend. So I feel your pain on that. There's some hating ass niggas out here.
But you gotta think, once it evolved and manifested into what it manifested into.
Yeah.
Because like, this was my sister who bought all the records. I got records at my house right now.
Yeah.
Her name on them.
My
God. We used to write our name on them so we can get them mixed up.
Yeah.
So it was painful at the time, but as I grew and went to Dallas, and the Dallas story was crazy because when James Alexander first went to Dallas, I knew that Steve Hegwood knew James.
Come on.
Because they had like a little clique. James Alexander, Steve Hegwood, Mike Stratford, Ron Atkins, all those program directors was like a little clique.
Yeah.
So when James left Detroit and came to Dallas, I told Steve Hegwood that I wanted to go to Dallas. So he put me in touch with James. I would send him a certified mail air check almost every week.
Yeah.
Until he finally hit me back. So he hit me back. He said, I got my lineup, I feel good about it, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't get the job. So I'm monitoring the station. You gotta think there's no internet.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that you hearing is word of mouth and Trade magazines, BRE, R&R. So I'm looking at the ratings and I'm looking at what's going on because you gotta think K104 is a legendary station.
Exactly.
Like V103.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at the ratings and I see what he doing ain't working. So Tom Joyner had a Jewish agent / lawyer named Saul Foose. And you gotta think now, there's no internet. Saul Foose was from Chicago. I found him because I knew he had a personal relationship with the owner of the radio station, Hyman Childs. So I was like, if I could only just get to Hyman Childs, I know I can make this deal work. So I went and found Saul Foose, hit him up. You gotta think, I'm doing nights.
Yeah.
They only making, 40, 50, 60,000 a year.
Yeah.
Saul Foose told me, he said, I really don't represent night guys because, y'all don't really make no money.
Yeah.
So I was like, he said, but there's something about you. He reached out to Hyman, hooked it up. James and Hyman them got together. But I wrote James a letter. Let him know I'm looking at what you're doing. I see everything you're doing. I see it ain't working. Trust me. And the last line of the letter was, you gotta think, this was in 95. The last line this was in 92.
Yeah.
92, I came here in 95 to Atlanta. In 90, the last line of the letter said, if you had a chance to trade for Michael Jordan, would you pass up the shot? I say, I'm him.
Come on.
I said, I'm him. Trust
on.
me. So I get the interview. Saul set the interview up. I call the radio station. Bling. Lady answered the phone and said, can you, I'm a real big fan of the radio station. I'm in Mobile, Alabama. Can you send me a bumper sticker? I just want a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
She sent me the bumper sticker. The two brothers that own Starter, their warehouse was in Pensacola, Florida. Like, it wasn't really all the way in Pensacola, like between Mobile and Pensacola.
Yeah.
So I had been over to the warehouse a couple of times. So I go over there, I still got the shirt.
Yeah.
Give me the dopest sweatshirt, took it to my print man, gave him the bumper sticker. He made took the artwork, put it on the shirt. So I go to the interview, I get off the plane. James picked me up at the airport. I get off the plane, I got the K104 sweatshirt on. Like, hey, look, I'm ready to go to work. What we doing? He see the sweatshirt, he like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I got the cross colors on.
They didn't know it was you though. They had got the shirt.
Yeah, he had to know.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have none. I always been with the drip.
Yeah.
Had the cross colors on with the Jordans.
Yeah.
I get out. We weren't even rocking the Jordans then. We was rocking
The soldieries.
Nah, we was rocking
The dope man.
No, we was rocking. What shoes was rocking real big back then? We was rocking the Jordans.
Okay.
We was rocking the Jordans. Yep. Because I really started getting into Jordans in '88 when the threes came out. He had them on the cover of radio. So I get out the plane. We go to the meeting. We go to the meeting with the lawyer, with his lawyer, with Hyman's lawyer, Cal, me, James. They discuss the contract. So we get down to the bottom line of the contract. Easy Street was on 100.3. That station was owned by the same company that owned V103.
Oh.
Mary Catherine, who started Streets 97.5 with Alfred, was the president of programming for the company. So she named I ain't gonna say his real name. That wasn't his name. She named him Easy Street to stop me from ever being able to come in the Dallas market from when I was in Houston. Cause bro, I was killing your thing. I got Scarface on my intro.
Right.
Bro, I had Boys to Men singing they song. This is Greg Street, time to jam. Doing the Gulf Coast. I had a DAT player, right? I had a DAT recorder back then with the microphone. They sang it for me in the hotel next to the Astro Stadium. By the Astrodome, because we had an event with Boys to Men. And I had them sing the Boys to Men song for intro for my show.
That was Motown Philly you talking about.
Motown Philly.
Yeah.
I had the home team pick it up, all of them. So, they listening all over the country. They're like, this boy here going crazy.
Yeah.
We got to block him over here. So we get to the last part, like, well, what you going to do about your name? Easy Street in the market. He got phenomenal ratings. He's 20-some shares and 1834 women, double digits in kids and teens. I'm like, listen, man, just give me the ball and show me the out of bounds line. That's all you gotta do. If you call James Alexander right now, call Hyman, they'll tell you, hey, give me the ball.
Come on.
And just show me the do's and don'ts and what you don't want me to do and what I can't do.
Right.
Give me the ball.
Wow.
In one book, because all the record reps like Michelle Johnson and Mike Redwine, because Dallas was like a hub. All the major labels had reps in the city.
Right.
So they was all the Easy Street like, man, I'm a killer, man. I got the kids, I got the teens, I got the women, I got the men, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I beat Easy Street in one book. I took Kevin Smoking B's numbers, because there was a Kevin Smoking B before there was a Jerry Smoking B.
Okay.
I took Kevin, he had like a 7 share. Easy Street had like a 20-something. I beat him in one book. Hyman tore my contract up, wrote me another one, and said, put on whatever you want, put it on the That's the same man that bought me the Bentley when I left Atlanta and went back to Dallas in 2002.
Right.
Same guy.
So why did you come back? I meant to ask you that. Why, when you went back? I thought you was gone for good. What made you come back to Atlanta for the second time?
Well, remember when I left, I was still working here.
On the weekend.
I worked on Saturdays.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I thought you had completely left.
They never wanted me to not have a non-compete for this market.
Oh.
So and me and Rick Caffey, like I love Rick to death. Like Rick is my guy, man. He's like he an angel, like a living angel.
Come on, man.
When I went to him and told him that I wanted to do it, he was like, well, the money they offering you, that's a 300% increase.
Hell yeah.
These folks might not want to match that. So like the week before I left, he came to me and said, they want to match it.
Ooh.
So like, and there's some secrets about the story that I can't really tell.
Yeah.
So Rick basically made me a deal I couldn't refuse to come back to still working. Say to ask Hyman, can you work on Saturdays? And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and this is what we gonna do. You work 1 week in Atlanta, 1 day in Atlanta, and still do clubs and all the other stuff you do, and all the things, the car shows and all the different stuff you do with the radio station.
That's hard.
Be hard like that right now.
Hell yeah.
I already
So
know.
after my 3rd year in Dallas, we had an in-house guy who had really set up James, named Ken Dow. He had set James up to get his job because he needed a job to make some money because he really didn't have the money that he had everybody thinking that he had.
Right.
And I remember one day, he was always trying to be micromanaging everybody. I remember one day he came in the station and told Hyman that I had played a record that went on the log. And I was like, what song it was? I looked at the song. It was an old Tribe Called Quest song. Right. So he's trying to accuse me of playing some new record that I'm not supposed to be playing, not knowing the song. 10 years old.
Right.
So I go look at his computer where he had the BDS pulled up. I'm looking at the computer. I said, Ken, I didn't play it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I said, no, I didn't. I looked at the computer. He pulled up the computer and showed it to me. Right. I said, Ken, you got. I was doing 6 to 10. You got 9 o'clock in the morning checked off. That record played in the morning. I said, if you knew anything about this music, you would have knew I didn't play that song because that song played that morning at 8 or 9 o'clock, not in the night.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But after that incident, I learned a whole lot from Ken because Ken actually worked for Gordon McClendon, who created the pop format. But once he did that, I kind of lost some type of respect for him, and I knew that he was trying to set me up.
Yeah.
So when my 3-year deal was up, Hyman was like, man, you ain't got to worry about him. He can't do nothing to you. I'm like, but I just don't like being around people.
Right.
We all on the same team working for one common goal.
Exactly.
And my biggest competition is the person I'm working with.
Exactly.
That's
no, we
you know
ain't
what I'm
doing
saying?
that.
Real
We
shit
ain't
right
doing
there.
that.
And I was doing all kind of stuff. Like, I mean, one time in a meeting, he said, oh, Greg has great ideas, but he's not going to follow through. And Chuck Smith said, well, anybody who has the great ideas has a lot of great ideas, and they can't execute all of them. That's what we come in at. If he comes to you with a great idea, we need to try to come in and help him facilitate it. But after that meeting, I went and made a whole log of everything I had did. Where I did the street parties, where I had went to all the YMCAs, all the community centers all summer, did free barbecue, had DJs. Brought Sid the Entertainer out there.
Come on.
We went to the Burger King in DeSoto and worked the drive-thru at one of my live remotes. I brought all the artists, all the rappers, all the artists, Outkast. I did the only party for Outkast, Speaker Box Love Below.
Damn.
Wow. I'm on V103 on Saturday. My Benjamin called me like, look, hey, I know you got Big Boy going to the party, but Dre want to come because Dre wasn't supposed to come. It was just Big Boy coming for the party. Right. So my Benjamin called me on Saturday. Hey, get Dre a ticket. He want to come. I'm like, this nigga, yeah. So I get the ticket, and he came. We did the party. That was the only party they did for that project.
Do you think that Outkast is ever gonna do another album together? I know you want to know that.
They're gonna do it. I probably shouldn't say it, but they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. You gotta think. You gotta think. Drake. I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't supposed to say this.
Okay.
Until I was face to face with him on camera, but we've had this conversation. Dre doing what he did was also a part of a bigger picture. And I had to break this down to Big Boy because he been mad about it for a long time. And this happened probably a few months ago. I said, Big Boy, it might have been after Rico passed. I said, Big Boy, Dre saved your life. Because Big Boy with $1 billion would be a fool.
With $1 billion.
Yeah, them boys could be billionaires, man. You remember when Jay-Z did South by Southwest?
Right.
The American Express concert on Ustream? That was an Outkast deal. They came to Outkast. The show was for $5 million for one show. And Dre said, I want to do it, but I can't tell y'all the date. I can't confirm right now that I'm going to do it, but I want to do it. And they was like, we got to have confirmation because, we got to do everything. You got to think. You
got to prepare.
This Ustream, this South by Southwest, he's not understanding how big South by Southwest is. Like a lot of people I've never been, but I know how big it is because it actually was like a movie deal that the music came and got involved with.
Right.
So after he didn't do it, then when they finally did Outkast at last, they got like $1 million a show. Whew. And after that, all the promoters that was a part of that tour was like, we'll give y'all $2 million. Dre like, man, I told y'all I wasn't doing it no more. I was done. And I think just knowing Big Boy and knowing what he's capable of doing, his mindset, the way he think, Dre saved his life.
Damn.
Wow.
Antoine Patton in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, with $1 billion? That boy, and I ain't saying on no drugs and no crazy stuff like that. He just would have been
hard to deal with.
He wouldn't have been hard to deal with.
Okay.
Because he's a people person.
Okay.
He wouldn't have been hard to deal with. But I just think, like I told BG the same thing. You saw the video of us at the Falcon game. Mm-hmm. He was talking about all the interviews. He was like, man, OG, but I need you to do the interview. I need you to interview me because you really know me. Like, you really know what was going on. And we are going to do it. But I told BG the same thing. Like, you was mad at the state of Louisiana for all this time, but they saved your life.
Wow.
They saved your life, bro.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, he hit me. He said, bro, you right. Woo. And I was telling him, I said, bro, you need to write a book. I told him and Mike Will, y'all need to do a movie. Like, the kids now need to see what was going on, what these guys went through.
Come on.
I told Dro the same thing, even before he did the interview they just had. I told Dro this a few months ago. Bro, you need to write a book.
Come on.
Because these kids need to know
what's going on.
How serious these pills and all this stuff, these pistols and these guns, they need to know how serious that stuff is, how it can mess your life up. Because you got to think, BG was the man at Cash Money.
Yeah.
He was the man before Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Before Juvenile.
Come on.
Juvenile wasn't he wasn't a piece of the original puzzle.
Come on.
He was like, man, if I get over there, you remember Juvenile, not Juvenile, Manny Fresh and Gregory D. But Juvenile was like, man, if I get on, I actually did a movie. Some people got it. It was called How We Did It. And Juvenile talked in the movie, he's like, bro, my thing was, bro, I heard the Manny Fresh beats. I was like, man, if I ever get over there and get on the Manny Fresh beats, I'm gonna be out of here. But he wasn't a part of the original when they first started it. Because you gotta think, Cash Money had that Drag Them Through the River.
Yeah,
and
UNLV.
All them bounce records.
Exactly.
So they was making a lot of money before they blew
the
up
Hot
on
Boys.
before they blew up on Universal.
My God.
But Dre saved Big Boy life.
Okay, when Pimp C cussed out everybody in Atlanta, what was it like being in the middle of that, trying to find a way to squash the beefs?
Just making Pretty Kid and them understand that he's a special guy. Like, you gotta really sit down with him and understand and study him to understand he was like Wicked on steroids.
I don't know if to take that as a compliment.
When Wicked go out, hey man, you put all these other pussies in the room. You did all this shit, all these other pussies. I'm like, Wicked, I did the same thing. I did so much for Ghetto Mafia.
No, you did.
I did so much for Ghetto Mafia.
We ain't gonna turn this into a Ghetto Mafia session about Wicked.
No,
we're talking about Pimp C.
We're not.
But it need to be known.
Wicked say, man, hey man. I say, Wicked, listen, bro. I did the same thing for Ghetto Mafia I did for everybody else. So, y'all just didn't have y'all business together as artists on where y'all was trying to go. Y'all depending on somebody else. You gotta think, all this stuff that's going on now hadn't been revealed. So you didn't really have no blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
And then I also told him, you tell me if I'm wrong. I talked to Richard Dunn. I said, listen, we need to reinvent this brand straight from the deck. Mm-hmm. Starring Ghetto Mafia at the Eastern with OJ the Juice Man, with a few other artists from the East Side, and create the artwork, create the merch, and make it big. Because I've been telling him, like, Wicked, y'all got enough songs, like...
Facts.
What's my man's name? Jeremy, that do a lot of the old school Southern hip hop shows.
Yeah.
I'm like, every year he looking for new artists. I say, wait, you got to take them 4 or 5 songs y'all got, create you a 30-minute set that's fire, and get out here and get on some of these stages and have people start posting these videos and hashtagging people saying this Ghetto Mafia movement. Because that's what happened with 8-Ball. They was having the same problem. I told Dude, said, listen, man, hook you up with Leo, hook you up with Jeremy. We're going to get them on some of these shows. Y'all get that video footage out. He was trying to do the live band, all that. Like, they don't care nothing about that. Bro, trust me. Get them on some big stages and people hear that Space Age pimping, that lay it down, that pimp them all around, that coming out hard, that pimps, and the phone's gonna go crazy.
Come on.
People not thinking about it because you're not putting it out there right.
Come on.
I'm like, Ghetto Mafia could be making easy $4-5 million a year.
I agree.
We gonna get it done though.
Yeah.
We gonna get. And now he was like, you making all these new songs, like, bro. People not coming to see Goody Mob to hear no new records. People not going to see Raheem the Dream to hear no new records. People not coming to see Juvenile to hear no new records. People not going to see Kilo, Scarface.
Come on.
All these artists. Bun B.
They want to hear the classics.
But they booked up.
Come on.
Like, hip-hop has evolved. Hip-hop has evolved.
Yeah.
Frankie Beverly showed the whole urban music scene that your catalog and your performance will see that thing through, my boy.
Come on. He just snapped.
No, he did.
Did you hear him?
I heard him out of the club.
He cussed me out every 3 or 4 months. I'm like, Wicked.
No, I don't.
I don't know what you're on this morning. I don't know what you're on this
He
morning.
took a chill pill this morning.
No, I ain't talking about today. I'm talking about when he called with it. Hey, I don't know what you're on this morning. Hey, you know I love you.
Come on.
And we not about to get into that.
Come on. I want to ask also, though, Street, about being in the position that you're in, man. I mean, being responsible for all of these cities and all of this music getting played on the radio. How did you deal with that pressure from different artists that knew that you, even though you weren't trying to be a gatekeeper, but you were one by default because you had the platform? So they're all trying to reach your platform and they needing your help, but there's not enough days in a year and not enough time in a day to be able to help everybody.
Man, people don't understand. One person can't help everybody.
Come on.
But most of the artists that I really rock with is stuff that I just found.
Ooh.
You know, so I just found it.
Yeah.
I found Outkast on the Christmas album. The Facebook working that. I found Mystical Here I Go on the B-side of Beware. Y'all don't remember when Mystical got booed off the stage at Birthday Bash at center stage. And Steve Hegwood told Larry Cohn, I'll never play another one of his songs on my station. And I told Larry, I said, yes, he will, because I've been telling y'all for months, y'all working the wrong song. Greg Powell, Larry Cohn, the song is Here I Go.
Yeah.
So for me, but for that, most of the stuff that I find, it seems like I'm close to it because I found it. You know what I'm saying? I stumbled into Sci-Hi. You know what I'm saying? I found Outkast on the Christmas album.
Yeah.
I got MC Breed from Darren Gates. Trick Daddy and Trina, Michael Hopkins, I didn't even know Ted at the time. Michael Hopkins was coming up to Atlanta, riding around with the trailer with the Christmas lights on it before they had these billboard trucks with the Christmas lights around the artwork, coming to the 559, coming around the city, coming to the gate, coming to the spots, letting us see what they, and I listened to the music. I heard one of them songs like, boy, he from Miami too.
Yeah.
Like Miami really don't, you know, Miami music always been outside of Poison Clan, what Luke did with Poison Clan. That's one of my favorite all-time groups.
Yeah.
It wasn't because Luke sent me the record. It because that first album, you know what I'm saying, with that map on the dash,
Yeah.
I made her hop home. That was just music that I like. I'm riding my car. When every album that came out, if I wasn't in the record store, I would get in my car and listen to the music.
Yeah.
And I would hear the song. That's it. Too Short gave me the album that he did with Eric Sermon. He gave me a cassette, right? So I'm at home on a Saturday in my crib in Stone Mountain, Water's Edge. I'm cleaning up. I put the cassette in. It's just playing while I'm cleaning up. Ta 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 ta. Woo! I'm like, oh my God. I called Short. I'm like, hey bro, this it right here. This the one. He said, bro, put the song in for 2 minutes. I said, I don't give a damn. That song is that's
What Reed on that song too?
The remix.
They did a remix.
With Kool-Aid.
Okay, with the Kool-Aid. Okay, go there.
I'm like, bro, that song is crazy,
Come
bro.
on, man.
He's like, bro, you sure? I'm like, even with Lil Jon. Lil Jon had the same thing. He had I Like Them Girls and Who You With. Ricky Smiley was in the video to I Like Them Girls, and the song was kind of like a little booty shaking shit. Atlanta was still booty shaking a little bit. And the Who You With Get Crunk was totally different from everything that the city had.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, you need to leave with this I Like Them Girls and backdoor it in the club in the streets with that Who You With. Because they're not going to understand this Who You With shit on the radio until they get big enough to create that demand on the radio. So he made me the Greg Street version of Who You With, all that. But I'm like, listen, bro, I'm finna crank up. I don't even know if you remember that. I think I still got the interview. I interviewed T.D. Jakes for Woman Don't Loose for the first one. And in the interview, I said it in the interview. I like them good, yeah. I like them go to church. I like them good.
Yeah. Oh my God, man, that's crazy. Now, another question though, Street. Money in hip hop. How do you feel like the money in hip hop has changed over these years? And how do you feel like the money impacted the artists and the way they carried themselves over the years?
Money don't really change people.
Yeah.
Money just make people more what they really are.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, the problem with that is, if you go back to the beginning of hip hop, it was the DJ. The music business figured out after a certain amount of time, we don't need all these artists and these groups. We don't need the Temptations. We don't need the Jackson 5. We just need that one dude.
Right.
And he can perform to the track. We don't even need the DJ.
Ooh.
Once they figured out how to cut everybody out. But they was paying people too. Because you got to think, when you look at the history of the music business, when the CD replaced the cassette, what do you think costs more money to manufacture, a cassette or a CD?
The cassette.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the CD was selling for 100% markup.
Damn.
So that's why Pharrell and all them guys, Timberland and all them guys, and Hype Williams with the videos, that's why all them guys was getting $1 million for videos and $1 million for tracks, because so much money was being generated.
Yeah.
It was so much money being generated, it turned into a big money game. You know what I'm saying? Because now we selling these CDs for $20.
Yeah.
We were selling cassettes for $9 and $10. Then they went to $5.99.
Yeah.
CD was still $19.99.
Exactly.
Right.
So this whole industry went. Now we already robbing y'all blind with these cassettes and this vinyl and these 45s and these 12 inches. Because you got to think, most of the first rappers never had an album.
Yeah.
I think LL Cool J might have been like one of the first ones. LL Cool J, Rakim, and I knew it was the first. But like Sugar Hill Gang, they finally made one. But they when they first started, it was we just had them 12 inches.
Yeah.
They didn't really have no albums. So the way the gang turned over and the people, the powers that be in the offices was making so much money, they had to pay them. And it created a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
Like right now, everybody think the music business is dead because of the streaming, but it's really not.
Talk to me. Because that was the question I wanted to ask too as well. How do you feel like the labels were fair in what's going on with the streaming? And a lot of people have been getting laid off at the record labels. I mean, how do you think the music industry is going to be with the advent of this streaming stuff, man? And AI as well.
Well, it's like when you went from the 8-track to the cassette, the cassette to the CD to the stream, to the download, to the Apple Music, to the iTunes, download
right.
iTunes,
Yeah.
to the Apple Music.
Yeah.
They've already figured out how to get to the bag before they launched it.
Exactly.
While we arguing and bickering like what we do, oh, he done fell off. Oh, he ain't selling no more. Oh, he ain't stream but this. Oh, he ain't stream but that.
Yeah.
They already done figured out. Because how is the guy that owns Spotify worth $500-600 million?
Yeah.
And they ain't making but $1 a stream.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the money is in the back end. The money is in the advertising.
Yeah.
The money is not in how many times your record stream. The money is in how many times you stream that I could tell Verizon
Exactly.
or AT&T or Cadillac or BMW, when I put this ad out, this is how many people from this demographic you're gonna reach. This is how many you're gonna reach from this demographic, from this demographic, from this demographic. And if my platform is the most popular and you paying me to be on here, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Artists, you don't get no more money because I got this many subscribers.
Yeah.
That's my money.
Come on.
Wow.
I just did a live with Kevin Lyles the other day. We was talking about like how people didn't pay attention, but they really sold 300 2 times.
Yeah.
To the same people they was already in business with that run the company that they left. So while you arguing with somebody and beefing, it's best to build alliances.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I'm cool with the chairman at Atlantic, I can come over and you gonna give me $400 million
Exactly.
for 300.
Come on.
You know, hey, you gonna give me Todd sold what you call it too? What's Todd Moskowitz label? The one that Rod Wave and Lil Durk them on?
I know what you're
Alamo?
talking about. Yeah.
He sold that too.
Damn.
They got like 250 million. He got like 4 artists over there. He got a few other.
God.
The music industry is alive and well then.
The music industry is always gonna be live and well. The problem that we have is we try to blame everything on these other people, the Jewish people with all these stories and all this BS that we come up with. But how many of your homeboys that had money back in the day that could have invested in Ghetto Mafia, but they were making it rain in the club.
Right,
They were getting new Benzes.
Right.
They were getting new BMWs.
Right.
They were dripped out every day.
Right.
But the little old Jewish man who ain't never heard of you before in his life,
Right.
walked past them, they had the icebox, he coming to hear your music.
Right.
They had the icebox to spend $250, $100.
Mm-hmm.
The old Jewish man, or the young Jewish man walk in, he ain't never heard you. He told me, yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard about you. Yeah. I want to invest $1 million into this. You spent your $1 million in icebox.
Right.
But now you want to tell your homeboy he got screwed.
Come on.
Yeah.
You wouldn't invest $1 in him.
Exactly.
No,
You bought
real.
the sections at the club.
That's
The
real.
money you
Exactly.
spent on the sections at the club could have made your homeboy worth $10 million to the man when he came down here.
Wow.
Oh. Okay.
But then
Wow.
now you want to tell your man they screwed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
those
ain't
are
made
facts.
$1, but I invested $500,000 in you, $1 million into you. Like me and Clark used to talk about this all the time. Clark Kent was the first person to tell me this.
Yeah.
Before all this digital stuff. Less than 4% of the artists that get signed to a major label make it.
Damn.
And fast forward after years after he told me this, I watched L.A. Reid when he was on the TV show. Remember the little boy Astro and all the art? L.A. And L.A.'s a great executive.
Yeah.
But it's just how the business is built. And when you look at all the other labels, you can see the same thing if you could get inside and look at their paperwork.
Yeah.
And if you go online, look at their roster.
Yeah.
L.A. signed over 70 artists to Epic when he was on that TV show. Only about 4 of them came out. And most of them was already established. Sierra, Yo Gotti, Future,
Future.
21 Savage.
Yeah.
Where all them artists that got signed on the TV show at? But that didn't, we just happened to see this on TV.
Yeah.
But every major label was doing this. So when you put it in perspective, what's going on is, to a label, artists it's an investment portfolio.
Yeah.
If I sign 60 or 70, all I need is 2 or 3 to win. So you wondering why we making all this money off these 2 or 3 artists? Because we invested all this money to these 1, 2. We gave him $500,000, gave him $250,000, gave him $1 million, gave him $750, all the way down the list.
Yeah.
So when Drake jump off, we finna put all our money on Drake and Nicki, and we finna get to the money. Look at all the artists that was signed to Cash Money.
Come on.
They had signed Busta one time.
Yeah.
They had signed Tina Marie.
Yeah.
They had signed Gilly. They signed a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
But that's just the way the business is. It's no disrespect to none of them.
Exactly.
That just it's a crap game.
Yeah, you don't know who gonna hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tom Brady ain't got more completed pass than incomplete.
Come on.
Michael Jordan ain't got
More shots
more shots made than missed.
Yeah.
Neither does LeBron or Steph Curry.
Come on. Okay. How do you think this Diddy situation is going to affect the culture? And do you think it's going to get very ugly, Street?
It's going to get real ugly.
Oh.
It's going to get real ugly because my perception of it is this. Because I was one of the original Ciroc boys.
My God.
When Prez called me to do it, I didn't even sign the contract the first year. I just did it for free. Because I looked at it like a black man. Because if y'all remember, Alex and them did the deal with Grey Goose, and they weren't messing with the Ciroc. And my whole thing was, y'all done made all this money off these Diddy parties y'all done had, all the bad boy weekends, and y'all ain't gonna support the man?
Yeah.
So I did it for free. I didn't sign my contract till the second year.
My God.
And he really appreciated it because people don't know, Ciroc was already a company.
Yeah.
But they wasn't, like Ken Lo from Players University, he been drinking Ciroc for years. He used to drink Ciroc at Club Chocolate.
Yeah.
Way before Diddy had Ciroc.
Yeah.
I remember one night, because Black don't drink, that own Club Chocolate, he got Black so drunk one night, because the whole thing with Ciroc was it was so smooth.
Yeah.
Black got drunk and curled up on the couch. But this is some real game information. We sold 1 million cases of Ciroc in 18 months.
Damn.
I think the real beef with the whole situation was about that. I think that's what started it. Wow. Because Puffy got a big check to be the brand ambassador. He got a budget for the Ciroc boys.
Yeah.
So what happened was they was only selling 25 to 35,000 cases a year. A year, that's it. So Puffy took a brand that they had that wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
But you got to think. I think his bonus and quote unquote ownership kicked in at like 300,000, 400,000 cases. But if I'm selling 25 to 35,000 cases a year, I'm in all the liquor stores across the country.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can do. What are my chances of this music guy coming in here selling 300,000-400,000 cases of this product?
Yeah.
Before any flavors.
Come on.
But coconut was the first one.
Yeah.
Before any flavors, we sold 1 million cases. But the way they do those deals, your ownership is not ownership. You don't own it. You just get a percentage of what it makes.
Yeah.
It's like if we could do a song and say Street, or just say if I do a song, I say, Wick, I'm gonna put you on a verse. I own the song, but you gonna get your publisher off the song.
Right.
But I still own the song.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
So that's how those deals work. Now, I think in the negotiation of that deal, I don't think the lawyers and everybody involved thought that it was ever gonna get to that level.
Yeah.
But, and this is just my take on it, because I love Diddy to death like a brother.
Yeah.
Whatever he do in his personal life, that's on him. I love Kanye to death. Whatever they do in their personal life, that's on them.
Yeah.
I ain't judging them on that.
Yeah.
But when somebody has been in an industry for generations and they bring you into the company, you may be a fan of the product, you may love the product, you may use the product, but your mama, your grandmama, your granddaddies, and all them people didn't build this from the dirt.
Facts.
This just my.
I hear
I'm just
you,
a country
sir.
boy from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yeah, yeah.
But I look at it like this. If B-House say Street, you ain't got no podcast. I want to bring you in. I want to create a Greg Street podcast. I'm gonna do all the admin stuff. I know all the tricks. I know all the secrets. I do the podcast blow up. Then I'm like,
it's mine.
It's mine, B.I.
Right.
It's mine. But it's like, and we talking about, we done brought y'all in. Nike won't let you want to do Kanye. We let you do your thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We Germans. We can't get involved in that.
Yeah.
Right.
We Germans. You cranking this up over here, and you got billions of dollars in the pipeline.
Right.
Ooh. You can't solve them problems.
Come on.
You can't even deal with them problems until you get you 20, 30, 40, 50 billion.
Facts.
Ooh.
Facts.
You said that
You
already.
can't even
behind. You said
compete
it.
with that.
Come on.
Same thing, and I know Diddy say it was about the De Leon tequila. They didn't get his crops out. They didn't do this. They did that.
I saw
Like,
that.
we gonna work that out because I'm not finna stop this over here.
Yeah.
We gonna figure this out. If this thing cost me nothing to lose over here, and I'm like, y'all, I need some loss anyway.
Exactly.
That's why y'all let Ciroc sit here for all these years,
Yeah.
knowing it was a good product and didn't do
Come
nothing
on.
with it, because y'all needed the loss.
Yeah.
Y'all other brands over here bunking.
Woo. I'm with you.
You know them same folks went and bought Casamigos.
Exactly. But see, and that was my thing too. I think Diddy got pissed when they gave Clooney all that money for Casamigos, and he was like, okay, my De Leon, I was here before Casamigos. Y'all ain't set me up like Clooney, and I think Clooney might have damn near hit for $1 billion.
Well, Clooney had already did the work. Him and the dude, you know what Casamigos is?
What?
Is a guy who owns a bunch of, I think, clubs or lounges in New York. And I think Clooney used to go to his spots. But they both had vacation homes in Mexico. And the subdivision where they lived at is called Casamigos.
Oh, that's hard.
During the pandemic, they created this Casamigos alcohol. And George Clooney being as big as he was, because you got to think,
That's George Clooney.
mainstream America, we can say what we want to say about hip hop, but mainstream America is still big.
George Clooney.
We can see that with Trump. Trump can tell
Exactly.
these folks anything and they believe him.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
He got a TV commercial on right now saying Kamala Harris created the problem at the border.
Right.
You ran on fixing the border 8 years ago. You said you were gonna fix it, so apparently
Right.
it was already a problem before she
Exactly.
even got there. So how did she create it?
Right.
Come on.
But if I could tell these people anything and they believe it, that's how big.
Yeah.
That's how many more people they got.
My God.
You gotta think, if you add up all, and I know they're gonna add up all the liquor stores in the black neighborhood, and add up all the liquor stores in the white neighborhood,
Yeah.
and they gonna be bigger,
Yeah.
they gonna have more product in them,
Facts.
and everything.
Come on.
So, sometimes we are very influential. Don't get that, don't discredit that, I'm not saying that, but sometimes I think we give ourselves a little too much credit because we sack ride Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Ferrari and Lamborghini and all this stuff that's been around since the 1800s and 1900s. Like, we done just put them on.
Right.
Like, these folk been knew what they had.
Yeah.
Right.
They just satisfied with making the money with they base that
What
they
they
make their
base,
money with.
right?
Come on.
That's wow.
Timberland been making money.
Come on.
Yeah, Polo been making
Polo
Ralph
been making
Lauren.
money.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So we got, I think, once we understand, and me and Harry O was talking about this, me and Harry and RJ were talking about this.
Yeah.
Once we understand how much money we spend
Yeah.
outside of the community, once we really have a full grasp, a full concept of that,
Yeah.
you finna go pay $500,000 for a car. You finna go pay $200,000 for a watch. And you ain't never been to Slutty Vegan, you might have went one time. You ain't been to Local Green,
Come on.
you ain't been to the bank,
Yeah.
but you been to Houston's 100,000 times.
Come on.
You been to Chops 1,000,000 times.
Come on.
These people will never be able to compete on that level because we'll jump up and say, well, they service ain't that good. Well, they food ain't that good, ain't as
Yeah.
good as theirs. They'll never be able to get that good
'Cause
if
we
you
ain't
don't
helping them.
if we don't help them.
Yeah.
We got to be willing to help them.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not about race. It's not being racist.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Come on.
It's facts.
Woo.
White people come to Busy Bee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White people come to Busy Bee.
Exactly.
White people come to the soul food spots in the hood.
Come
White
on.
people come to JJ Rib Shack.
Come on.
White people gonna come to Bankhead Seafood.
Exactly.
But they spend more money at Houston's
Come on.
and Marietta Seafood
Yeah.
and all them places.
Facts.
It ain't being a racist. It's taking care of your people, supporting your
Never
people.
lied. You ain't never lied.
I would rather spend $20 more supporting my people than saving $20 going over here, or even $1,000.
Yeah.
I think I asked this question on my question of the day a couple weeks ago. If you done spent $1,000 in the last month, $500, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, you went and bought a $100,000 car, how much of that money have you spent back into your community? Because like Harry O said, we got to stop trying to move out our community because you got to see what they doing. We moving out, they buying it up,
They
fixing
moving
it up.
in.
No. Not just moving in, you got to look at it 360. We don't think it's good enough. They buying it, and the same money we done tricked off, we could have did the same thing they did.
Exactly.
We could have built the condos.
Come on.
We could have built apartments.
Exactly.
We could have we could have put the tiny homes over there.
Come on.
We could have
The
built
restaurants.
we could have built the restaurant.
Come on.
So I don't get mad at nobody for being smarter than me. I ain't seen no whole bunch of crime scene where some white people been robbing folks. Stuck a pistol to their head and say, "Come on here and spend your money with me."
Right. Nah, right.
Come on, man.
Greg preaching
I went
today,
to
boy.
street.
Street on
Yeah.
today.
Can I get a screen?
For real.
Oh, man.
I told you when I came, I was gonna give it to you. Too. It took some years, but I told you I was gonna give it to you.
Oh, man. Thank you for coming through
Man,
this
I want to salute you too for just you, Vlad, a lot of other people that we know that stayed down with the whole YouTube
Yeah.
movement and the whole platform. Because a lot of people don't understand the energy and the time it takes into growing this seed.
Yeah.
And people not believing. but that's the special part about you and the special part about the seed.
Yeah.
God didn't give everybody that vision.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'd have had that vision and I'd have been putting everybody on YouTube that I done saw.
Yeah.
But you know why I didn't do it is because I know it'll turn into a situation contractually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to stay away from stuff that'll create those type of situations. Because like I said, Rick Caffey is my guy. I never want to put him in a catch-22 situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something go wrong, I'm going to let him know before the media tell him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? People don't be understanding. If something go wrong, I'm gonna let Reggie know before the media know.
Exactly.
You can't leave your people out here on the limb, because if you they people and you they people and it happens and you already knew and you didn't tell them, now they people looking at them like they crazy.
Exactly.
So people be saying you snitching and you this and you that and you this. Hey, listen, man, all that nonsense is not cool, man. You have a gift. I don't care what it is. Tap into it. Imagine if Big Meech would have been selling socks instead of selling birds. It's just socks.
Come on.
Just socks.
Come on.
Imagine Big Meech would have been the first person to put socks on Temu.
Woo.
You ain't never paid attention to this.
Talk to me.
You know what Fashion Nova, to me, stole their whole swag, the whole sauce?
What?
From Rashida. Rashida and Kurt are some geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some geniuses.
Yeah. No, they get bids on the business.
On the internet, on the internet stores and all that stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But because
They
it's
did
us,
crank that up.
because it's us, and a few other people did it too. But just for me looking and what they play.
But that love and hip hop platform was the biggest thing at that time too, so we all saw it.
Oh yeah.
My God.
But it's just about learning and understanding how to use your platform.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always did, to try to use my platform to help my people.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I ain't never got a dime from Outkast. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I ain't never got a dime from Master P.
Come on.
I ain't never got a dime from Scarface.
That's
I ain't
right.
never got a dime from Jermaine.
Yeah.
A dime from Usher. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's different. You got to understand your blessing.
Yeah.
And understand your lane. Like you were saying, did you know this? Did you know that was gonna happen? Did you know this was gonna happen? If you use your platform and you in touch with old boy
That's
and
right.
his son,
Come on now.
and I be trying to teach Wicked a lot of stuff. Like, you always got to look at the glass half full instead of half empty.
Damn right.
'Cause there's something there that you're
something
not
there.
paying attention to
Come on.
in the worst situations. That's why I quadruple salute T.I.,
Yeah.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are like, in the music, they the Martin Luther Kings of music. You know what I'm saying? They done went to jail, they done did this, they done did all that, they done came back to be a better person.
That's right.
Everything that they went through, you gotta go through something to get to something.
That's right.
Come on.
I got a picture I post a lot. It's me riding through a storm on my Harley Davidson. And I done rolled through it. You can see the clouds in the background. If you stop, you're gonna be stuck back there.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you worried about what happened, if you worried about what happened, you in your feelings.
Come on.
If you worry about what's happening in the future, that's your anxiety.
Yeah.
You gotta live in right now.
Present.
In the present.
Yeah.
That's why God called. He's about Christmas presents. No, the present. The present and the ships. The ships are meant to take you somewhere.
Come on.
Just like a ship sails, relationships, friendships. The ships are meant to take you somewhere.
Street. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, we here for you, man. Continue moving the culture forward. At 6 o'clock, you know, I just got to say it to your face. You know, me and the wife, we'll be in the car riding around town. I don't give a damn what is on that radio. At 6 o'clock, I'm turning to goddamn Greg Street. And I'm just sitting right there. Behind Radio Shouted, Greg Street, Big Galaxy. We gone.